We made sure there were always phone calls, and Mum and Auntie Lynn were always on the phone together, catching each other up on all the gossip. I remember one time when Auntie Lynn and Uncle Warren were visiting us. We were driving around in a car and Auntie Lynn put on some music, and they were the songs I listened to at the time, and I was so amazed because I already thought Auntie Lynn was the coolest auntie ever, but this just made her 2 times cooler. Auntie Lynn was the sweetest and most generous person you would have ever met. In her 60 years of life, I know she lived it to the fullest. That is exactly what we should all do too. I know she would want us to do so. The last words I ever said to Auntie Lynn were, "I love you," which was after her first operation had been successful. I'm so glad I got to tell her this, and I hope she always knew that I loved her and always will. I know she would be dancing on the clouds up in heaven with Nan and Pop, and she would be as happy as can be watching over us all, and no matter what, she will always be in our hearts, keeping us safe and sound. I will always be grateful to have had the best auntie a little girl could ask for. Thank you all. Well, there seems to be a theme running through all those words from people, and I'd just like to follow it up with something that sort of binds it all together. Remember her with a smile today. She was not one for tears. Reflect instead of memories of all the happy years. Recall to mind the way she spoke and all the things she said, her strength, her stance, the way she walked. Remember these instead. The good advice she'd give you, her eyes that shone with laughter, so much of her will never die, but live on ever after. As you loved her, so you miss her. In your memory, she is near, loved, remembered, longed for always, bringing many a silent tear. Well, we heard a little bit about Lynn's life. What I'd like to do now is invite you to watch some photographs covering part of her life, and hopefully they'll bring back some happy memories for a lot of you people here today. Thank you.
Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard, you know it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home. Loving can heal. Loving can mend your soul, and it's the only thing that I know. I swear it will get easier. Remember that with every piece of you. And it's the only thing we take with us when we die. We keep this love in its grab. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts were never broken, time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. And if you hurt me, that's okay, baby. Only words bleed inside these pages. You just hold me. I won't ever let you go. Wait for me to come home. 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 Oh, you can fit me inside the necklace you got when you were 16, next to your heartbeat where I should be. Keep it deep within your soul. And if you hurt me, well, that's okay, baby. Only words bleed inside these pages. You just hold me. I won't ever let you go. When I'm away, I will remember how you kissed me under the lamppost back on 6th Street, hearing you whisper through the phone. Wait for me to come home.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you now just for a few minutes of reflection time. Those of you who wish may like to use this time to quietly offer a prayer of your own to your own God. Others may like to just quietly reflect on the effect that Lynn's life held on you. During this time, I'd like to invite immediate family members that have got a floral tribute they'd like to place upon the coffin. Please feel free to do so, followed by anyone else. We do have some rosemary here, which is a sign of remembrance. Please feel free to come forward and place a piece on Lynn's coffin if you wish. Importantly, the family have asked, if you do come forward, if you could please return back to your seats. They'd love to catch up with you after the service. Obviously, they just need this time to themselves.